I'm calling to order the December Corporate Governance Committee meeting. Mr. Kurz, are there any public speakers?
We have 3 public speakers.
Okay, let's hear from them. And they all know the rules of the road, so you don't need to read those, because they're all frequent flyers. Frequent flyers. Let's go. Call them out. It's okay. They know the rules.
Okay.
Who's up? Chris, we're trying to catch up the schedule, so
Yes, sir.
let's make it brief.
I will do it brief. I'll do my part for the Capitol quick as well on later. First of all, good morning / good afternoon, everyone. I'm Christopher D. Grive. As the government piece, I do want to say thank you to Jano Lieberman, and I'm sorry I'm using his name because I'm going fast. As I'm trying to say is thank you so much. I hope the next year when we work with government, the government will work with us, mentioning not just accessibility, but everything else. So I do want to say thank you, and that's how quick I'm going. Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah. Go ahead, Jason.
Good morning, Jano. Like Chris mentioned, it is good to end in a good note because my ride on the G will get an upgrade, and it is good that us as advocates, we are working in a good relationship with the MTA because New York is the Empire State. And in 2025, we want to continue, us as advocates, to work with the MTA. Not like certain agencies that they cover their ears and don't listen. So, Jano, let's work together as a team. So see you guys later in the Bronx.
Okay.
Thank you. Again, Mr. Chairman? I guess that's a yes. So good afternoon. My name is Matty Bucky's Highland, and I'm an advocate for people with disabilities as well. First of all, it's good to see the Corporate Governance Committee, but having a chairman who's also CEO, in my view, is a too powerful of a position. Not to, Jano, I know you're doing a great job. Even the MTA, I know you're doing very well. But in my view, we should give the chairperson power to the Commissioner of Transportation of New York State, who should also serve as a voting member and as an ex officio, and then separate the CEO with a executive director who can give reports. I'd also like to acknowledge also having a vice chair and also deputy CEO to perform the duties of the events. Jano, you're the first MTA chairman to use the gender neutral term chair as a way for that. So with that being said, I would advise you in the future, like maybe not this year, but to split the chair and CEO roles as it's to not make it too powerful. So with that being said, happy holidays and God bless you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
That concludes the public comment section for this section. Chair, back to you.
Thank you. The minutes of the March 25th, 2024 meeting are in the committee books. Are there any questions or comments regarding the minutes? Or if not, may I have a motion? Mr. Herbst, thank you for approval of the corporate governance minutes. Second, Mr. Zuckerman, all in favor? Any opposed? The minutes are carried. Mr. Kurz, would you take us through the agenda?
Sure. The first item on the agenda is approval of the work plan for 2025, which is in your committee book.
Any questions? Motion to approve. We are running through this. Thank you, Ms. Mahaltzis, for the motion. Mr. Herbst for the second. All in favor? Any opposition? The work plan is approved.
The next 3 items on the agenda we can actually take together. Each year, this committee is required to review its bylaws, the committee charters, as well as its governance guidelines, which are contained in your book. We are not recommending any changes to either of those documents at this time.
Okay. And are the policies included in that? Or
No. Lastly on the agenda.
Any questions on the bylaws, the charters, or the governance guidelines? The last item is the policies. Mr. Kurz.
Yes, lastly on the agenda, the approval of policies as required by public authorities law. There are no policies in your book because we're not making any recommended changes at this time.
Okay.
That is the final item on the agenda.
Okay, so, but here's what I would describe as an advisory item. We now are required procedurally to have this meeting twice a year. I'm going to ask Lamont to look whether we can, as a matter of good policy, but also, being efficient in use of time, compress that to once per year without sacrificing the purpose of the committee and the whole governance supervision process. So we will come back to the board on that question, but I'm just asking him to give us advice.
Jana, what caused us from going from 1 year to 2 years?
Well, we go twice, we do this twice a year.
Oh, we always did it twice a year.
And
I
I haven't
apologize.
really
Okay.
had a chance to talk
Got
to
it.
this
Okay.
gentleman about why, do we have to do it twice a year, or can we move it to once a year? Because clearly, almost all the time, it's strictly pro forma. With that left open, I'm going to ask for a motion to adjourn. Thank you, Mr. Chu. Motion, anybody opposed? We are in adjournment. Thank you.
Thank you.